Have you ever stopped to consider that the ache in your joints might be coming from your breakfast? Or that persistent fatigue could have more to do with what's on your plate than with your age? Here's a revelation that could change your life. A whopping 70% of Americans over 60 suffer from some form of nutritional deficiency without even knowing it. And no, I'm not talking about starvation. I'm talking about people who eat every day, but don't get the nutrients their bodies truly need. It's like fueling a high-performance sports car with low-grade gasoline and then complaining that it doesn't run right. Our bodies are sophisticated machines that need the right fuel to function, especially after 60. I have a sincere question for you. If I told you there was a way for you to feel 15 years younger in just 30 days by changing only 5 foods in your daily diet, would you believe it? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. I'm not talking about miracle diets, expensive supplements, or complicated recipes. I'm talking about 5 simple foods that you can find in any supermarket or farmer's market, and that have the power to completely transform your health, your energy levels, and even your longevity. You know that good feeling of waking up rested, with energy for the whole day, without aches and pains, with a clear and sharp mind? That doesn't have to be just a memory of the past. It can be your reality from today onward, whether you're 60, 70, or 80 years old. I'm Dr. Alexander King, a specialist in longevity and nutrition, transforming the health of seniors through smart eating. Before revealing the 5 transformative foods, we need to understand what really happens to our bodies as we age. There's a widespread myth that aging necessarily means getting sick, losing abilities, and becoming dependent. Nothing could be further from the truth. The natural aging process is very different from the diseases we associate with age. What happens is that over the years, our bodies accumulate small cellular damage, mainly because of something called chronic inflammation, a silent process that corrodes our health from the inside. And what is the main cause of this chronic inflammation? You guessed it, diet. More specifically, 3 villains that are present in almost everything we eat these days: refined sugar, white flour, and trans fats. These 3 ingredients are like a ticking time bomb for those over 60 because they drastically increase inflammation in the body and accelerate the aging of all cells. Let me tell you a quick story. I met Mrs. Carroll, 72, who came to my office with joint pain so severe she could barely hold a coffee cup. She was taking 3 different types of pain medication, but nothing worked. When we analyzed her diet, we discovered that she was consuming, without realizing it, almost 30 teaspoons of sugar per day. Not directly, but hidden in processed foods, sugary drinks, breads, cookies, and even in those sugar-free products that are loaded with other inflammatory carbohydrates. In just 45 days of eliminating these villains and including the 5 foods I'm going to show you today, Mrs. Carroll reduced her pain by 80% and was even able to decrease her medication, with her doctor's authorization, of course. Have you ever stopped to observe how your diet might be linked to your aches and pains or your daily fatigue? Have you noticed any specific food that seems to make you feel more energetic or more sluggish? The good news is that, just as poor diet can accelerate aging, good nutrition can literally reverse many signs of aging and restore quality of life. And that's where our 5 superfoods come in. Now, let's get to what really matters: the 5 foods that can transform your health after 60. These aren't exotic or expensive foods. They're simple, accessible, and powerful foods that have been consumed for millennia in cultures known for the longevity of their inhabitants. Turmeric first on our list is turmeric. This golden spice contains a substance called curcumin, which is one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories we know of. Studies show that curcumin can be as effective as some anti-inflammatory drugs, but without the side effects. Turmeric helps reduce joint pain, improves blood circulation, and even protects the brain against degenerative diseases. A study from the University of California showed that older adults who consumed turmeric regularly had significantly better cognitive ability than those who did not. But be careful. For turmeric to be well absorbed by the body, it needs to be consumed with black pepper and some good fat. A simple tip is to add a little turmeric and a pinch of black pepper to olive oil when sautéing vegetables or seasoning salads. Mr. George, a 78-year-old I work with, started adding half a teaspoon of turmeric to his breakfast every day. In 2 months, he reported a significant reduction in the pain he had felt in his knees for over a decade. Doctor, I had already accepted that living with pain was normal at my age. Now I see I was completely wrong, he told me emotionally. Sardines and other fatty fish. The second transformative food is fatty fish, such as sardines, salmon, and tuna. Rich in omega-3s, these fish are true foods for the brain and heart. Omega-3s reduce inflammation, improve cardiovascular health, protect the joints, and even combat depression, a very common but underdiagnosed problem in people over 60. A study conducted with more than 2,000 older adults showed that those who consumed fatty fish at least twice a week were 70% less likely to develop Alzheimer's. Sardines deserve special mention because in addition to being rich in omega-3s, they are an excellent source of calcium since we eat the bones together, vitamin D, and high-quality protein, 3 nutrients that people over 60 often don't consume in sufficient quantities. Mrs. Susan, 67, had memory problems that were starting to worry her seriously. She forgot names, appointments, and sometimes even where she had put things. After including sardines in her diet twice a week, along with the other foods I'm mentioning, she noticed a remarkable improvement in her memory in just 2 months. Do you usually include fish in your weekly diet? Have you noticed any difference in your energy levels on the days when you consume these foods? Cruciferous vegetables. The third group of transformative foods is cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, kale, cauliflower, cabbage, and arugula, rocket. These vegetables are rich in compounds called sulforaphanes, which help the liver eliminate toxins and have potent anti-cancer action. Furthermore, they are rich in vitamins K and C, and they contain fiber that feeds the good bacteria in the gut. And today, we know that a healthy gut is essential for healthy aging. A study published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics showed that people who consume cruciferous vegetables regularly are 40% less likely to develop age-related chronic diseases. Mr. John, 75, suffered from chronic constipation and had been taking laxatives regularly for over 20 years. By increasing his consumption of cruciferous vegetables, especially broccoli and kale, he normalized his bowel function in just 3 weeks and no longer depends on medication for it. An important tip: these vegetables are most nutritious when consumed lightly steamed, not raw or overcooked. Light cooking breaks down the fibers, making digestion easier, especially for those over 60 who may have a more sensitive digestive system. 4. Berries. The fourth food on our list is berries: strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, and cranberries. These fruits are rich in anthocyanins, compounds that give them their red or purple color and have immense antioxidant power. Antioxidants fight free radicals, which are unstable molecules that damage our cells and accelerate aging. It's as if berries were a protective shield for your cells, slowing down the pace of aging. A Harvard University study followed more than 16,000 people over 70 for 2 decades and found that those who consumed berries at least 3 times a week had memory equivalent to people 2 years younger. It may seem small, but 2 years of brain rejuvenation with just fruit is extraordinary. Mrs. Linda, 81, had high blood pressure for decades. When she started including a handful of berries in her breakfast daily, along with the other recommended foods, her blood pressure began to stabilize and her doctor was able to reduce the dosage of her medication. Have you ever noticed how you feel after consuming berries or other foods rich in antioxidants? Have you noticed any difference in your skin or your energy levels? 5. Nuts and seeds. The fifth and final item on our list is nuts and seeds. Brazil. Nuts, almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds. These foods are rich in good fats, vegetable protein, antioxidants, and essential minerals such as selenium, zinc, and magnesium. Regular consumption of nuts is associated with a 20% lower risk of death from any cause, according to a large study published in the New England Journal of Medicine. This means that adding a handful of nuts to your day can literally prolong your life. Brazil nuts deserve special mention. Just one a day provides all the selenium our body needs. Selenium is an essential mineral for the functioning of the thyroid and immune system, and its deficiency is common in older adults. Mr. Paul, 70, suffered from chronic fatigue and recurrent infections. His immune system was weakened, which is common in older people. By including 3 Brazil nuts a day in his diet, along with the other foods I mentioned, he saw his condition completely reverse in just 3 months. An important note: nuts are caloric, so ideally consume a small handful per day, about 1 ounce, and preferably unsalted. Now that you know the 5 transformative foods, let's move on to the practical step-by-step to include them in your routine. The key to any successful dietary change is that it is simple, tasty, and realistic. Step 1. Start slow. Don't try to change everything at once. Start by including just one of these foods per week. For example, in the first week, focus on adding turmeric to your meals. In the second, add nuts, and so on. Step 2. Create tasty combinations. These foods become even more powerful when combined with each other. For example, an omelet with broccoli and turmeric for breakfast, a rocket, arugula, salad with sardines and nuts for lunch, a berry smoothie with chia for an afternoon snack. Step 3. Prepare for the week. Set aside some time on the weekend to prepare some of these foods. For example, you can cut broccoli and cauliflower and store in the refrigerator. Leave nuts and seeds separated in small portions. Freeze berries in small containers to use in smoothies. Step 4. Replace. Don't just add. It is important that these foods replace other less healthy ones in your diet, not just add to them. For example, swap. White bread for breakfast for a bowl of oatmeal with berries and nuts. Pasta for lunch for a colorful plate of cruciferous vegetables with sardines. Dessert sweets for a handful of berries. Mrs. Helen, 65, thought it would be very difficult to change her eating habits after decades of eating the same way. She started by replacing just one food per week, as I suggested. In 2 months, she had already incorporated all 5 superfoods into her routine, without great sacrifice. The result? She lost 15 lbs without restrictive dieting, her back pain decreased significantly, and her doctor reduced the dose of her diabetes medication. What do you think would be easiest for you to start incorporating into your diet? Which of these foods is already part of your routine? Step 5. Observe the results. Write down how you feel before starting this dietary change, and record your perceptions over the weeks. Observe energy level during the day, sleep quality, body aches, mental clarity, mood. These records will be your greatest motivation to continue. We have reached the end of our conversation about the 5 foods that can transform your health after 60. Let's recap what we learned today. Turmeric is a powerful natural anti-inflammatory that can reduce pain and protect your brain. Fatty fish like sardines are rich in omega-3s, essential for brain and cardiovascular health. Cruciferous vegetables help detoxify the body and prevent chronic diseases. Berries fight cellular aging with their potent antioxidants. Nuts and seeds provide good fats and essential minerals that prolong life. But the most important thing is not just knowing these foods, it's incorporating them into your daily routine, gradually replacing processed foods, sugars, and refined flours that increase inflammation in the body. Remember, aging is a privilege, not a sentence. The quality of that aging is, in large part, in your hands, or rather, on your plate. The human body has an incredible capacity for regeneration and healing when it receives the right nutrients. In just 30 days of following these guidelines, you may notice significant differences in your energy levels, your mood, your sleep, and even your aches and pains. In 3 months, the changes may be profound enough to impress your doctor at your next routine checkup. You deserve to fully live every stage of life. You deserve to wake up with energy, spend the day without aches, sleep well at night, keep your mind clear and your heart healthy for many, many years. And all of this is within your reach, starting with simple decisions about what you put on your plate 3 times a day. If you enjoyed this video and believe that this information can help others, please click like and share it with your friends and family. The right information can literally save lives. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, this is the perfect time to subscribe and receive more content like this, which can transform your health and your quality of life. Click the subscribe button right now and turn on the bell to be notified whenever we publish a new video. Also, leave in the comments which of the 5 foods you already consume regularly and which you intend to include in your diet first. Your experience can inspire others. Do you think you could include at least one of these foods in your routine starting tomorrow? Which would be the easiest for you to start with? Remember, longevity is not just a matter of living more years. It's living more years with health, independence, and joy. And that starts with what you decide to put on your plate today. I'm Dr. Alexander King, and I'm here to help you rediscover the vitality you deserve, no matter your age. Until the next video. Take care and eat wisely.